What up, people? Professor A coming at you again. Yes, yes, more doom and gloom. Yes, more imprint talk. But I mean, it's a fact. It's prevalent today. This is why the divorce rate's so high. Nobody marries their best intercourse ever. Nobody marries the one who put it down in the bedroom ever, according to Jennifer Wright. This is 2012, but it's still prevalent today. This is why the divorce rate's so high. I hear dudes. I digress. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Guys who rock your room don't make great grooms. I ask, how are you not this guy? How are you not the guy with the roses? If you ain't first, you're last. Y'all laughing at Logan Paul. Y'all laughing at Adam 22. You're laughing at Steve Harvey. If you ain't first, you're last. How are you not the guy with the roses? I don't understand that lack of logic with men. This goes against the premise of every single romance novel, but you're not going to marry the best sex of your life. I'm not going to say it. I'm already demonetized anyway. Well, not a lot, but somewhat. You're not going to marry your best. At least not if you're like most women. I can stop. I can stop doing the video right now. I can stop reading the rest of this article. I'm done. My point's already proven. At least not if you're like most women. 80% of dudes aren't attractive to most women. We live in a day and age where women have an abundance of options thanks to these Lilith's Mirror, the smartphones. I did that video, I don't know if I'm going to do this one before or afterwards, with the women crying on TikTok about getting used and abused by these small percentage of men. And they'll get down and hook up with you guys, just like this article stating. And somehow dudes don't think they're not the guy with the roses. I don't see that logic. This goes against the premise of every single romance novel, but you're not going to marry the best sex of your life. At least not if you're like most women. According to a recent study by iVillage, less than half of wedded women married the person who put it down in the bedroom. Less than half. 52% of them said that was an ex. In fact, 66% would rather read a book, watch a movie, or take a nap than sleep with their spouse.
Because God took away my desire for promiscuity and all that stuff, that I didn't have a desire anymore, even like for my husband. And although my husband and I would have sex, it was like really hard for me. Like I really had to push myself to go there.
That's why I speak the way I speak. Just by the numbers. It's all in your face. Stop burying your head in the sand. Bury your head in the sand, wait for your effing prom. By the numbers, man. The majority of them are going to be having emotional damage of the streets. And you're going to be a bunch of Steve Harveys up in here. Of course they're going to cheer for that because most of them fit this narrative. Amanda Chattel, a 33-year-old writer from East Village, says, with the men I've loved, the coitus has been good, sometimes great, but never the best. It has resulted in many orgasms, but was fun. It resulted in many orgasms and was fun, but comparatively speaking, it didn't have the intensity that comes with the best coitus. That is the dopamine rush of the streets. Getting the sausages of the 20 percenters, 10 percenters, hell, 5 percenters. Just did that video dating in your 40s. A lot of them being sampled by millionaire chads, giga pookies. They can't go back. I knew my best coitus partner was temporary. And so the great coitus was the best because the coitus was the relationship, she adds. We didn't have to invest in anything else. How are you not the guy with the roses? Can somebody please articulate that? How are you not the guy with the roses? If you're not first, you're the guy with the roses. I don't see, like, dudes be lying to themselves. Like, how are y'all ignoring that logic? I'm just asking questions. I told you I'm an observer. This again, this is incel talk. This is gay. You're a little dick. You're angry and bitter. It's all in your face. You can't even say anything because most dudes are into genjutsu. I knew my best sex partner was temporary, and so that great sex was the best because the sex was the relationship. We didn't have to invest in anything else. Knowing something is in scarce supply enhances desire, and that's difficult to do in a marriage. You can't really tell your partner that you're going for groceries and may never come back. Well, not if you want any semblance of stability that generally defines marriages. Chattel also admits we tend to remember things better than they actually were because we no longer have them. Then I might explain why such a variety of women recall having passionate coitus in the hallway of somebody's apartment, but forgot that he had to have sex in a hallway because he had 4 roommates and slept on a futon. How are you not the guy with the roses? I don't see it. Basically being a Derek Jackson's wife, meeting other women, coming and going, situationships into your 30s and 40s, and then ready to settle down and get mad when you don't take them seriously. A 36-year-old marketing executive from Chelsea, we'll call Abby, says that what makes sex incredible or places it into a range of best is an element of danger. There's an element of disobedience that elects a feeling of carnal desperation. That feeling is often provoked by the guy who you shouldn't be with versus the one that you marry.
Because God took away my desire for promiscuity and all that stuff, that I didn't have a desire anymore, even like for my husband. And although my husband and I would have sex, it was like really hard for me. Like I really had to push myself to go there.
I'm just asking questions. An element of danger, an element of disobedience, carnal desperation. Now, there's no anger here, no bitterness. I'm just calling it out because, again, the 80%ers are going to have to deal with women who have already given their bodies away because most men can't compete nowadays. I'm just trying to say you might want to be aware what you're dealing with in most situations. In the majority. And the numbers bear that out. Is it everyone? Hey, man, that's why I keep telling you spiritual discernment. It's enough to screw the market. And Noel Berterman, CEO of Ashley Madison, the site that promotes extramarital affairs, claims that the best coitus is defined as something that, for many, encompass danger, newness, and fantasy of fulfillment. I did this confirm in the imprint: danger, newness, and fantasy fulfillment. You can't compete with the dopamine rush of you just can't compete with the dopamine rush of new bodies, man. All this is doing is just confirming the imprint. That's why I'm doing it. Just more talking points confirmed. I've been calling it out. They're telling on themselves. I'm just reading what we already know, especially if you follow me. This is the imprint. Just move accordingly. Ain't nothing you can do. Even if you match that imprint, the newness and fantasy fulfilled, you can never give her the new sensation once she's used to you. Even if you're Mr. Chad, it'll get old. You can't satiate it. That's only sensible while feelings of danger might be thrilling while you're having carnal knowledge in an abandoned alleyway. They're not so great when you have to get kids ready for school. Yep, you don't turn that off. This woman said, carnal knowledge in an abandoned alleyway. Damn! Sex therapist Sari Cooper says many women come to her troubled that her husbands aren't ideal sexual partners. Your best sexual relationship has likely been with the person who was most unstable and most volatile, but was very passionate. They're saying it, not me. Your best sexual relationship has likely been with the person who was the most unstable and most volatile, but was very passionate. Cooper says that's like riding a roller coaster. That's passion. But if you have a family riding a roller coaster, isn't that great for kids? If that's the case, you have to find somewhere where the relationship is more of a gentle carousel motion. No kids ever got sick from that. A 36-year-old actress from Greenport, Brooklyn, we'll call Jane, says sex with her husband is not overall the hottest sex in my life, but I wouldn't trade it for a second to have I wouldn't trade it for a second to have the giver of the hottest sex be my life partner. As we grow up, Hot and Sweaty takes a back seat to Kind and Sweet. As we grow up, Hot and Sweaty takes a back seat to Kind and Sweet. Hot and Sweaty. Got the Roses, you're up front after Hot and Sweaty has their fun. Then you can go ahead and they'll be behind you, but you're behind them first. And then you get to move up to the front. And the sad part about this picture, that's only 4 freaking dudes. Think about triple digits, man. Quadruple digits, some women. High double digits. Then you're the guy with the roses. 4 bodies, that's low. That's extremely low. You're damn near a virgin nowadays. You got 4 bodies. I know. I'm bitter. I got a little dick. I'm gay. I hate women. I used to swear that I'd take the best sex over the love stuff any day, but recently I realized that phenomenal coitus will never hold a candle to real love and a healthy relationship, Chantel says. I fear I may have matured. 20s. After their, 30s and 40s, I know my worth. Now I'm ready for you guys. That is the modern woman MO. That's what you're getting in most situations. Have fun. That's just the reality. Of course, I'll be shamed and called gay and all that, but you go right on ahead. You go right on ahead. They're ready for you. I've rambled long enough on this, man. That is all I got. Latest.